Welcome guys back to the shop. We've got a fun little project here. I think this is going to be a good show today. Let's get into it and let me show you what we have here on the bench. Here's the project I want to tear into, and you can see I don't know exactly what this one is for. Now I do have a hint based on one that I've done before, and that is this one here. This one here says B&O Railroad on it right there, and it also has here I think this is West Forge Tool or something, West Forge and Tool, and I think they are the ones that made a lot of the Craftsman stuff, but they made a lot of tools for other companies as well. So I thought, you know what, when you find something you really like, it's always good to have two of them. So this one does not have any markings on it, so I thought I would make a little bit of a variation here. This handle I made from scratch, and this one here, when I found it, had this short handle on it. Looks like it still has saw marks or file marks or something. It's just very rough. So I've got a new handle, but I kind of like the idea of having a short one. We may lengthen this just a little bit, but I think I'm going to take this out. We'll put another handle in here, and I'll show you what we're going to do with the handle. Now I bought this brand new handle that I think is going to work just fine for mounting this head, hanging this head on. And I think I'm going to come down, I don't know, I may come a little bit longer, but I'm going to come in here somewhere and we'll cut this off. And then what I want to do is rebuild this bottom half so that I can still form a knob on the end there, this palm swell. So let me show you what I intend to do about that. I want to remind you that anything you see on this channel or anything else, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, please don't do it. I'm going to be using a jointer in a little bit unconventional way. So like I said, if you're not comfortable with the way this is done, please don't try it. There are a lot of things, techniques and things like that that you can do once you know how the tool works really well. So just let me say that to begin with, please be cautious and careful about what you see here on YouTube and even on this channel. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. So what I'm intending to do, like I told you earlier, is we'll cut this off somewhere here, and then I want to take and put a flat spot on this front edge and this back edge that will be tapered. So it'll start probably right around here and taper down and come down here about maybe 1/2 inch, 3/8 of an inch, and we will taper that and make that perfectly smooth and flat. And then we'll do the same thing on the back side here, and then I'm going to take some hickory and we will glue it on both sides, building this up down here in the back. And then once we've got that done, we'll turn this on its side and we will plane from here down and come in maybe about 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to laminate black walnut on this side, and on this side we'll clamp and glue that, let it set up. We'll chop it all off flat. We will cut this with the bandsaw, and we will put this knob and form that knob right up in here, and we'll have a highlight of black walnut on either side. So come along with me and let's see how this turns out. My apologies, guys. I was focusing so much on what I was trying to get done here that I forgot to turn the camera on while I was doing it. It was kind of clumsy, but I think I was able to get it done. I put a good amount of glue on both of these pieces here, and then at the bottom I left about 3/8 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, and I put on this 2P10. My biggest concern was once I press this, that glue will slip and allow the handle to slide right out, and it did. It wanted to slide around. But I put the 2P10, the thick stuff, down here on that last little bit, and then shot it with the activator, and that held it there while I was able to get it into the vise and into the C-clamps. And so now it is in there solid. Should dry well, and then we'll come back, cut off the excess, and plane both sides for the walnut. All right, now I have my drifting block here. I did a video on this a while back, and I'll try to remember to put the link for this in the description. But the way this works is you just put your piece right in here. Oh, that's going to be too big, too wide. So you set it like that, and that's why it's made this way. It can be used either way. Put that like that, and now we're able to drive this handle out with a swedge. Piece of cake. So if you remember, we put hickory inside here and glued it to the handle. So both sides have hickory, and then we ran that through the jointer and put some nice flat level edges on it. Ran this black walnut through the thickness planer and put a nice surface there and joined that on the outside. Now we'll cut this away and make what we want this to look like. Have a nice palm swell here and remove all of this. So here's our before, and then here's our after. Isn't that just beautiful? Love it. Just want to give you a close look how tight that is all the way around there. No gaps whatsoever. Plus the linseed oil that will be in there will help that all swell up. That turned out wonderfully. I've got one miss right there. My hammer came off and missed the wedge and popped that spot right there. But other than that, that thing is good and tight. So we're going to set it right here, and let's put some linseed oil on that eye so it'll swell all up. Linseed oil is good because it goes down into all of those gaps. The end grain is like straws, and this oil will slowly draw down in there. You can already see that right there? That spot right there is already dripping down in there. It's going to help that all swell up, and all of this will stay good and tight. All right, there we go. We'll come back every half hour or so, and wherever it's dry, we'll add some more. Here's the finished product, all set up, and you see just how it turned out. I was really happy with the way this head turned out. I didn't do any polishing or anything on it. All I did was take the rough wire wheel that was on the angle grinder and just buff this down really hard. Got all the rust out of it, all the little crevices and pits, and you get a little bit of spark coming off of that, and it just shines it up. And then I took acetone, cleaned everything, all the metal up with acetone, put a clear coat on it, and that clear coat gave it this dark gray, almost a black look. I really like it. And then you saw the process of the handle and how that turned out, and I was very happy with that. It looks great in my estimation. I kind of wish I'd have had, you can see this is heartwood here, and so you can see the distinct line right there. I kind of wish I'd have had heartwood here as well, but that's more of the sapwood, and so it's a little whiter. You can kind of see where the transition comes up right there and goes back down. But the walnut is just a beautiful little accent. Got a little bit of heartwood here, and there's some kind of a stain right there. I'm not sure what that is in the wood. I sanded on that for a little while, but it's just gonna be that way. So here we are with the finished product. It's always a lot of fun to spend time with you here in the shop, and now we've just finished up another wonderful tool. As I showed you before, this is the short-handled one. This one here is the first one that I did, and it's got a little bit longer handle. You can kind of see what we're looking at here, but I was really happy with the way this one turned out. And I want to show you here, this is the only, well, there's two markings. I don't know if you can make that out. I'll show you here a little bit better in a close-up picture. It almost looked like Logan. At first I thought maybe it said England. I guess it should be shown this way. And I'm just not sure what it is. And then here on the bottom, there's this little mark. I don't know if it's a number 1 or what that indicates. But if you guys know anything about this and where this may have come from, please let me know. As I showed you before, this one here is B&O Railroad, and so I kind of have a better idea about this one. It is, the configuration's just a little bit different on this one, so I don't know that it's the same or from the same company, but it sure turned out nice. So guys, thanks so much for joining me here in the shop. It's always a privilege to be able to spend some time here with you. Give us a thumbs up if this was entertaining. If you know anybody else that enjoys this content, please send them a link. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and that bell notification, and whenever we put a video up, you'll get notified and be able to come join me again. So thanks again. Have yourself a great day. As always, here's to you. Have a great day. God bless.